A real shock from Matchday 1 at the Real Arena. Real Sociedad beaten by Rayo Vallecano. Real Sociedad, of course, finished in the European places last season. Rayo Vallecano just finished one place above the drop zone, but it didn't show. And Rayo deserved their 3 points. Some Olympic medalists showing off their medals at the start of the game. We saw Pau Echeniz there, who won bronze for kayaking, take the honorary kickoff, and some of the players that won not just Olympic gold in Paris, but also the Euros for Spain, honoured by the Real Arena. There was almost a goal for the away team in the first 30 seconds of the game. Long crossfield pass sends Rayo clear. He gets away from Ramiro, tries to finish with the Rabona, and Pacheta is on hand to clear. That would have been some start to the season for Rayo if Rayo had scored with a Rabona inside the first 30 seconds of the game. But it stayed 0-0. Lots of new faces for Real Sociedad. And Pacheco, who did start games last season, but he's got a big role this season because, of course, there's no Robin Lamand. He was alongside Aritz Elizondo in the centre of Real Sociedad's defence. That was Brais Mendes heading just clear, just wide. Here he is again, Brais Mendes. Into Beñat Turientes, and a decent shot from him, not too far over the top. We saw Mikel Merino in those pre-match celebrations. Of course, he was involved in Spain winning the Euros. He's still a Real Sociedad player, or he was at the start of this game. But he's also expected to leave the club before the transfer window closes, and it will be Beñat Turientes who has to fill that role in midfield. And that was a decent indication of what he can do with shots from distance. It was a bright and lively start to the game from both Taki Kubo and Geraldo Becker, and they combined here. In the end, Becker's shot was blocked. He was upset because he didn't receive the ball soon enough from Taki Kubo. This was a glorious chance for Real Sociedad to take the lead. He's got so much space at the back post, Aritz Elizondo. The goal is gaping, but he glances it wide from Turientes' corner, flicked on by Randin Teka, who started the game up front for Rayo with Sergio Camello on the bench. Brais Mendes sending this one back in field, and the shot in the end taking a deflection and going wide. And at the other end, Rayo Vallecano causing problems, and Pacheco had to clear from De Fruto's cross. Lejeune with a free kick from distance. We always knew he was going to go for goal. Not causing a problem for Ramiro. Traoré trying to find Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal then felt that he was fouled inside the penalty area. Referee in the end gave the free kick against Real Sociedad for a foul by Brais Mendes. He certainly was trod on, Oyarzabal. But then there's the debate about, is every time a player trod on in his own penalty, in the opponent's penalty area, is that a penalty? And the view is that it shouldn't be, and it wasn't there, and the spot kick wasn't given. Martin Zubimendi came on at the restart. It's a huge applause. There was applause for him as well when he warmed up during the first half, basically because he's decided to stay at the club, despite the interest of some big clubs elsewhere. Brais Mendes going close. We saw Gerard Gumbau come on as well for Rayo Vallecano at the restart. Both teams making changes for the second 45 minutes. Gumbau has possession taken from him here by Taki Kubo. Becker charges clear, but under pressure from Ratiu, he gets under his shot. Never been prolific, Geraldo Becker. Got 2 goals last season for Real Sociedad. He's got 11 the season before that for Union Berlin. Short corner for Real Sociedad. Turrientes into the area. Bryce Mendes trying to get on the end of that shot from Javi Lopez. But no end product once again from Imanol's side. Javi Lopez, one of the new arrivals in the summer from Alaves, the left back. They felt they should have had a corner there, and certainly it did appear to take a touch from Integra as it went out of play. Sergio Camello came on. Mistake here, and Gumbau with the opportunity to put Rayo ahead. Ramiro apologises to Zubimendi. They really were not at their best on day one, Real Sociedad. Ramiro giving it to Zubimendi when he was under pressure from Gumbau. And a let-off for the home side, but they wouldn't stay at 0-0 for much longer. This driving run from Mumin, and De Frutos does the rest. It's a brilliant goal, both for the execution from Jorge De Frutos and from the assist from Mumin. 66 minutes up, and the travelling supporters going wild high up in the Real Arena. Mumin in his own half, he sees the gap and he goes for it, and then he plays the right pass. It's a well-timed run from De Frutos, and he comes inside, then he goes outside again, and then with a right foot shot in off the underside of the crossbar. So 1-0 on 66 minutes. Still plenty of time for Real Sociedad to get back into it, but you never really felt they were going to. Kubo was taken off, as was Beñat Turrientes. Sucic came on, the Croatian, so did Barrenechea. No sign of Umar Sadiq. He was warming up in the second half, but we never saw him. Not brought on by Imanol. That wouldn't have counted anyway, that opportunity there. The ball had gone behind, or at least as far as the match officials were concerned. Had he scored it, it might have actually been looked at, and then the decision overruled, because certainly here it doesn't appear to have gone completely out of play. It was Bryce Mendes with the flick and Cardenas with the block. Geraldo Becker plays this one across to Pacheco. He launches it into the area. It comes out to Zubimendi, and that shot fizzes wide. Aliu had to come on very late on for Rayo. Oyarzábal went off for Real Sociedad with Sukic coming on. But this was not what Imanol wanted from those changes, because Rayo score again. It's Camello, the Rayo substitute. Played in by Cisse. And everything going well for Sergio Camello at the moment. Olympic gold medalist and scores on the opening day of the season for Rayo Vallecano. So 2-0. And still time for Real Sociedad to get back into it, but still very little indication that they would do. They would eventually score, but too little and too late for the home side. Becker down the left, drills the cross in. Barrenechea goes down dramatically. The referee had a good view of it, didn't give the penalty. There was then a discussion between him and Jorge Figueroa Vázquez, but in the end, no penalty kick. Valentin just seemed to pull out the challenge before contact was made. Would have been very harsh if that had been given as a spot kick. Gumbau applauding the referee. Here comes the goal. It's Zubimendi who scores it. Gets away from Mumin and tucks it in to the corner. Past Cardenas. Sukic and Bryce Mendes involved in the build-up. Zubimendi times his run nicely. A good goal, but not one that really means anything for Real Sociedad, because they were defeated on the opening day of the season. Their home record was poor last season, and this is not the way to start going about changing that. That's the way it finished. Real Sociedad 1, Rayo Vallecano 2.